in the Luweero Triangle especially. After the war, we collected skulls of Wanga in 32 communal graves, and each one had about 2,000 skulls. So you can count how many people. But we selected the 9th of June because that is when, in the village of Chikandwa, near Semuto, 9 of them were killed, particularly 9 were killed. With Rutamaguzi, people like Nkangirwa, Sentongo, and others, there were 9 of them. They were killed on the 9th of June, today. So that's why we selected that day to represent all the other sacrifices. As the speakers have said, when we were fighting, we had really pressing issues as a country. Not only Uganda, but even the other African countries have been facing or face those problems. Now, in 1980, when we defeated Amin, we were supposed to have elections, but our people refused to organize them, UPC. And we tried to talk with them, no way. They would go and declare candidates. Like in West Nile, they stopped the other candidates from going to register, and they were declared unopposed, the UPC candidates. In Tororo, Changomacho, a professor, they said no, he cannot read and write, that he can't, they cancelled him. And we were begging UPC, please, please, please. They wouldn't listen. So that was the first reason, democracy. Then the second reason was security. Security, killing people. No accountability at all. Then the economy, infrastructure, education, health, all those were down. For instance, if you take like health, even by the time we came in 1986, when we launched what we were calling UNEPI. I remember I launched UNEPI, Universal National Expanded Program for Immunization. I launched it with Dr. Uganda in Entebbe. By that time, 96,000 children were dying every year from the 6 killer diseases: measles, the other one called, the 6 of them. And when we immunized, those have polio. If you look for anybody with polio now, you will not see him. If you see anybody with polio, you know that he was born during the time of UPC. That's a UPC disease. So when mwagala kulimba mulimbe abalala mulinde nveewo muje mulimbe. Because here I know everybody by name. So we said any of those leaders, member of Security Committee, member of the elected committee of Kasozi and Katamba, guide, ndo the name ilishene yetu amtekamu. They are those who joined the militia. Each one of these gets 5 million shillings. And which year was this when we started?
2009.
Yes, long ago. 20 years from now. Then we said, anybody else who was supporting, not a leader, but supporting, gets 1 million. That time,
1.5.
huh?
1.5.
1.5. Okay. Kati mulaba akakade kyekakoze kati. Akakade kolwaleero. Kakoze ekintu kyamaanyi. You can imagine the akakade n'ekitundu obudde obwo. This was a lot of money. So, bakabandwa miliyoni yange n'ekitundu ey'N2009 njagala mundage bye yakola kubanga sibalambulangako. That. So we need to, this, what happened? 231 billion. How many of the 5 million were got? And how many of the 1.5? Then we didn't stop there. 2013, when I started Operation Wealth Creation, yatandikira Luweero. I told Saleh, first give seedlings to the families of the veterans. Soko owereze amaka g'abalwanyi. Seedlings ez'emmwanyi, ez'ebibala, ebyamagana. First give the veterans. And he spent like a year or two doing that. So I said, abazirwanako obamazi nti mbamazi. Kubatuuseko bona nti mbatuuseko. Okay, kale obaze kutuukako abazirwanako naawe gabira abalala. This is how I did it. So I will get Saleh's list. Saleh should be in that meeting. With his list, how to give, I'm glad you have formed circles, and those circles should preferably not too far, because when you say where is too big. That's why I like the PDM. PDM is in a parish. So maybe the circles here could be, we shall discuss. Should it be by the command areas, because we had Black Bomba, we had Mondlane, we had Nkuruma, we had Ngoma, we had Chiwanguzi. Should we follow that, or we shall see? Kubanga sagala abantu baffe bagende wala okusaka sente wala. Kiba kirungi bakolere obuweereza babuje awali okumpi. So in the Luweero Triangle, I have got my government land in Kaumu. I will now use Kaumu to produce seedlings and give again. I have land in Ngoma. I will use that land also to produce seedlings there, government land, so that the children of the veterans get seedlings. So that's not a problem. Meeting veterans, very good. We shall organize. After July, like August. Now, finally, 2 points. One is the hospital in Entebbe. It is true, PPS, it is true that because I support when the veterans are sick, I treat them. But I treat them in Nakasero, government, private hospitals, too much money. So I said, why don't we use Entebbe Hospital to treat these veterans? But it seems I have not followed it up. Should we follow it up and we stop squandering money in private hospitals? Now, finally, the issue of the museum. That one, we shall buy that land in Megade, because where you are saying is opposite where we had a camp. We had a camp on the left, but the land you are talking about is on the right as you face Gulu. So we shall buy it and build a museum there. So kabandu atugenda kusinkana tuyite mu bitabo obuwumbi 231 bwalaga ku address ki bwalagawa. So then we shall find out if there is any family which didn't get, there are 5 million they will get. And if they had got it, especially at that time, it was a lot of money, 5 million. Even now, abantu bange bana bafunye akakade akamu, only 1 million, they have moved. Embizi, embuzi, obumyu, sekoko, endiga. So veterans in the whole country, I'm very happy to have had this chance to communicate with you, and I'm glad Kabandwa raised the issues, and I've also given me the information. I've given you the information which I have. So, for our Uganda government, ezibuka teziraganye zikuba nempowa, but let's now see how we can coordinate better. That birds, when they fly without coordination, they collide. But let's now see how we can Uganda and ekitata muyima dekimala konte kasabera n'obulamu wadde ntezifudde sente zino obazawaba sente zino obazawaba obazalagawa obumbi 231 obumbi 231 ezo zakasiimo teziriko endokwa, ezo endokwa zasale ezo ziri bali, but we shall get it. So congratulations, thank you for supporting the NRM. Katonda ababere.
Captain, we can talk to you. It's okay.
Era olunaku luno tuzze tulujaguzeewo Excellency okuva mu mwaka gwa 82 luno, era watuma Muzeeyi Kiseka mu 1989 yasanga tufumbye ebijanjalo byaffe ekikandwa era n'alulangirira okuba olunaku lw'abazira. Kiba kitegeeza ne bwe bafunza ensawo naye nga tulabaganye ne twebuuzaako. Ow'ekitiibwa abaazirwanako tukusaba otusisinkane tusobole okwogera ku nsonga zino. Kiri nkitadde mu bbaasa n'enkirekaawo olw'ensonga nti sisobola kukigaziya olwa ebintu ebiri munda nga tubadde tubyogera naawe. Tukusaba otusisinkane twogere ku bintu tetusobola kwogerera wano, kuba mu biseera by'olutalo twateesezanga mu miti wansi w'egundi n'ebirala, naye ensonga ekyabaawo kiki? Kubanga gwe saabalwanyi ffe tuli balwanyi era gwe watufuula kye tuli. Tubadde tukusaba otusisinkane twogere. Tulina kkooti za mirundi ebiri. Nina kkooti ya Veterans Verification Committee ekulemberwa Brigadier Jacob Asiimwe neya Luweero Triangle Civilian Veterans. Twagala otusisinkane tuleme kubaawo gap kuba era tukusaba otuteerewo ensawo eneetuyambanga okutuukanga ku bannaffe kubanga n'okubaziika nakyo nsonga nkulu nnyo. Ow'ekitiibwa abaazirwanako twekolamu ssaako gye bayita Luweero Triangle Veterans Ssaako okusobola okwekulaakulanya. Era tukusaba registered era tukusaba otuyambire omwo tugirina Luweero Triangle Veterans Ssaako. Weebale kubaziika abantu baffe n'okujjanjaba kyeyamaani waffe Haji Sseddunga, Sekuritale, Sekamatte n'abalala. Mukulu Muwanga ssebo weebale nnyo weebalire ddala okujjanjaba abantu baffe. Naye eddwaliro erya Grade B Hospital watugamba okugendamu enteekateeka oba fomula gye tutamanyi etutwalayo naye tebannatwaniriza. Abagezaako okugendayo basanga negativity, basanga babagamba nti nedda enkola teriiwo wano. Tukwebaza olw'okuvaayo kino kyekisembayo n'oyogeza obukambwe ku buli bw'enguzi. Naye ffe tukusaba ng'abaazirwanako bottom line mutufunireyo essomo erisomesa empisa n'obuntu bulamu mu universities zaffe kubanga omuntu abeera omulamu tteke ng'obulamu bumutta ate yabba essente z'abalwadde. Abeera akkuse nnyo ng'olubuto lumuli mu mannyo ate yabba essente z'abalumwa enjala. Atatudde mu paalamenti yajja n'asayininga essente nga yagibaddemu. Ssebo omuntu bw'aba yasomesebwa okuba n'ensonyi ateekwa okutya n'agamba bino bikwasa ensonyi. Weebale nnyo weebalire ddala. Tusembayo nga twebaza weebale nnyo kutuddiza minisita waffe Alice Kalamuzi Kaboyo olw'ensonga kati abadde ategedde buli masoso ga Luweero Triangle nga n'abantu abamanyi era tukwebazizza nnyo weebale kumutuddiza.
Your Excellency, in line with your call of Chisanja No More Sleep to service delivery and socio-economic transformation, the Ministry shall intensify community mobilization across sub-regions to ensure that every household participates in wealth creation, productivity, enhancement, and national development. The Ministry's focus will shift from supporting activities to delivering measurable improvements in household incomes, employment, enterprise growth, and community prosperity in a bid to accelerate the transition of communities into a higher middle class income. This coming financial year 26-27, we have prioritized the following: mass mobilization and support of communities within the Luweero, Rwenzori, and Busoga sub-regions to actively participate in wealth creation initiatives like the PDM, Emyoga micro projects, and other government programs. We will strengthen coordination, monitoring, and supervision of the implementation of government programs to ensure tangible improvements in household incomes, service delivery, and community livelihoods. The Ministry will organize regional think tank clinics and transformation forums where the academia, technocrats, the wananchi, and other stakeholders convene to deliberate on issues affecting their communities. This is in a bid to come up with practical local solutions. We will offer support to civilian veteran families and other organized groups that are currently not benefiting from PDM to establish and expand viable income-generating enterprises. We will continue to support civilian veterans living in poor housing conditions by providing decent housing and enhances household productivity and creates a stable environment that enables beneficiary households to participate more effectively in income-generating activities.
We thank God for blessing our nation with a leader whose wisdom, patriotism, and decisive leadership has protected countless lives during some of the most challenging public health crises of our time. As we celebrate Heroes Day today, let us also pay tribute to our civilian heroes, notably Phili Bongole Lutaya and Vione Namaganda. Their courage in fighting HIV and AIDS stigma and saving lives during the Budo school tragedy reminds us that heroism is not confined to the battlefield. It is equally demonstrated through service to humanity. As Nelson Mandela reminded us, it always seems impossible until it is done. The achievements we celebrate today, peace, security, economic growth, and expanded social services, once seemed beyond reach. Yet through sacrifice, determination, and visionary leadership, Uganda has continued to overcome challenges and advances steadily towards prosperity. This year's theme, Protecting the Gains, as we make our qualitatively into middle-income status, challenges every Ugandan to become a hero in their own sphere of responsibility. With the continued implementation of parish development model, growing exports, tourism, industrialization, and the anticipated benefits of the oil and gas sector, Uganda remains firmly on course towards achieving upper middle income status. Realizing this vision will require a commitment, discipline, and active participation of every citizen.
I thank the implementing ministers for doing a good job. We have seen some people, they are happy because of the houses the ministers constructed for them, Your Excellency, under your guidance. We still promise all those national heroes, the veterans, that we are here to serve and we shall continue serving them. Lastly, Your Excellency, allow me to pay tribute to our national heroes across the country, but specifically those of FRONASA and NRA, who you led in the revolution, which has now ushered Uganda into unprecedented peace and security, which is enabling Ugandans to participate in the production and productivity and strengthening the economy in their levels, also political stability and the growth of our economy. It is due to their sacrifice that we are now enjoying those benefits as Ugandans. So I pay tribute to them, and specifically you, Your Excellency, who led them. And those that lost their lives, they did not lose their lives in vain. We thank you for leading them.